Hi, I'm Rachel Gray. Welcome to my cooking channel. This is the second half of my two-part series on Streusel apple pie with caramel. This is the filling, this is the fun part. If you missed my video on the crust, go back and check it out. But in this video, we're gonna do the filling. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do when we're making this pie is preheat the oven to 375 degrees. To make the filling for my pie, I'm just gonna take 6 apples, and I have a variety of apples here. Try to make sure that one of them is nice and tart like a Granny Smith. Then I'm just gonna peel the apple. And I just use a potato peeler for this. And I kind of go across the top and the bottom. And that just lets me know where the core is. I'm going to peel all the apples. Now that the apples are peeled, this is how I cut them. I just go ahead and push down right where the edge of the circle that I made with my peeler is. Just do that on all sides. And then I have my core and I just throw that away. Then I'm just going to take my apple and slice it down. Once our apples are all sliced, I'm going to add to it 1/3 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and about 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And just toss that together with your apples. And now that our apples are all tossed with the flour sugar mixture, I'm just going to go ahead and pour them into our crust. Now if I wanted to, I could dot it with a little bit of butter, put the other crust on it, and have a beautiful pie. But we're going to make a streusel topping to go on the top. To put the streusel topping together, I just use the bowl to my stick blender, and I just add 3/4 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, just a dash of salt, and 3/4 stick or 6 tablespoons of cold butter. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut this into small chunks and throw them into the bowl of the food processor. And again, I'm just going to cut the butter into the flour mixture. And when you're finished, you should have a nice crumbly mixture, and I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle that over the top. Just going to press it down a little bit. And I'm going to bake this apple pie in a 375 degree oven for about 1 hour and 10 minutes until it's golden brown. If it starts to get a little too brown on the edges, you can cover that with some foil. Just took my pie out of the oven after about 1 hour. I used a convection bake mode that'll make it go a little bit faster, so probably about 1 hour and 10 minutes in a regular oven. And then I went ahead and after 40 minutes I covered it. I have these little silicone edge covers for my pie. But you'll know that your pie is done when it starts to bubble out a little bit on the edges. So I can just set this aside to cool. And while it's cooling, I'm gonna go ahead and make the caramel topping. So I've taken a little bit of this Peter's caramel and I've cut 3 ounces off. You could use Peter's caramel, or you could use the regular caramels and just unwrap them, or you can use these caramel bits. And no matter what kind of caramel that you choose, you're gonna need about 3 ounces. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the microwave for 30 seconds just to get it softened. So after 30 seconds, it's a little melty. You could do this on the stovetop if you wanted. And then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of cream. Just gonna stir that together the best that I can. The cream just helps the caramel be a little bit runnier, not quite so tight. Then I'm going to put it back in the microwave for just 20 more seconds. And now that it's nice and runny, I can go ahead and add it to my pie. I'm just going to drizzle it over the top. And I just kind of drizzle it in a lattice form so that way it's not all over the entire pie, just parts of it. And there you have it. It's a Streusel caramel apple pie. It's sure to be one of your new favorites. You can find this recipe and over 200 other recipes on my blog, cookingwithrachel101.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Subscribing is free.